in the building. What you're hearing is DJ Spawn, the big star, the star of Stage and Screen. We got Britannia here. There she is on her own little camera. And then we have Jaybird Wells, who's all I can see is her ass shaking right now. So we're going to go, as we pull that down, we are going to go to the Skype-a-rooney. And we have the legendary Chris Jasper with us today, one of my good, close, personal, longtime friends in the music industry. And how are you doing, sir, on a great Sunday afternoon?
Hello, I'm not picking you up on this end.
Can you hear me now, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, good. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Great.
We have got Chris Jasper with us today. He joins us live here on our broadcast, and he is making music like nobody's business out there. What's some of the latest stuff you've been working on, my friend?
Well, I have a new single. It's called "The Love That You Give." That's out right now. Also, it's like a double A single because it has a gospel song too. It's a Miracle. That's also out and going out to gospel stations.
Fantastic. Well, you have a lot of projects you're involved in. You've got your music stuff. You've got a lot of different things. You've got all the stuff you do with the Isley Brothers, everything else. Tell us about some of your other non-musical ventures, because you're involved in a lot of things, my friend.
Yeah, well, right now, my son Michael, who just graduated from law school, by the way.
Congratulations.
He's written a script, and we're working out with some people in California, trying to get it, done by one of the major studios. And what we're doing in addition to the script is I'm doing music for it, and doing the score. So it's a big undertaking, but it's really coming along nicely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you have got a lot of music out there. If people want to pick up your music, how do they find you online and social media and all this, my friend?
Yeah, just all they have to do is go to chrisjasper.com. And it has, all the music on there, whatever I'm doing, Facebook, all the internet, connections are on there. chrisjasper.com. You can purchase music from there too as well.
Cool stuff. We've got Chris Jasper with us today here on our broadcast. He joins us live, coast to coast and border to border, on TuneIn, iTunes, Radio Loyalty, Talk America Live as well. And besides all these other projects and trying to get movies made and all these other things,
staying out of trouble.
You operate a very, very successful studio. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, yeah, I've over the years I've been able to kind of put together my own studio, and it's very, very good for me because as a composer, I come up with stuff at sometimes 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can just come down and record my music at any time, and that's very convenient for me. So it's been very helpful for me, doing my own music.
Now, talk to me about what all it takes to put a studio like that together, my friend.
Well, now with technology and all the different programs you can use, it's not as cumbersome as it used to be. You used to have all these machines, 24-track machines, half tracks and quarter tracks, and all type of outboard equipment. Now you can do it, with a much smaller, I guess, array of outboard equipment. All you need now is a good place to record, good monitors. That's the main thing. Your monitors are very important. Computer setup. You need your microphones. You need, some outboard equipment. Not a whole heck of a lot because a lot of programs have a different outboard equipment in them. Like Pro Tools and other programs have a lot to them. So you don't really need a whole lot now. You have to have ideas. That's the basic thing.
So when you go into the studio and you put a track together, whether it's stuff you're working on or stuff that people have hired you to do or what have you, take me through that process from beginning to end of the production part of it.
Well, of course, it starts with the idea. That's number one. And I usually start of, like building from the foundation, what I call the foundation, the rhythm section. And that always starts with either drums and piano or drums and guitar. And I usually build the track from there. Adding bass lines, adding other synth lines, adding strings if necessary, and then, maybe coming in and doing the guitar part or whatever. I'm able to do all of my music, thankfully, because I've picked up other instruments other than the keyboards. I play bass and guitar and drums, in addition to keyboards. So I can do my own, work. I do all the music for my records.
We've got Chris Jasper with us today. He was with the Isley Brothers for many, many years. Still with the band, still connected out there, and he does a lot of musical education. He does a lot of other things where he wants to keep the music alive. He's got a great studio. He's produced a lot of great tracks. He's still making a lot of great music. What do you think modern day music is missing, my friend?
I think it's missing a focus, basically, a focus on music and being having your own identity musically, because I find that people they try to copy each other a lot now. The same production, same kind of structures, the vocal sounds are almost identical. And phrases that they use, before, when I was starting, you had a lot of diversity. You had the Isley Brothers, you had Earth, Wind and Fire, you had the Commodores, you had James Brown, all in the art, Aretha Franklin, so many different styles within R&B, and I think that's what's missing, the differences. Like the identity. You could tell when a Motown song came on. You could tell when Philadelphia International song came on, that identification. I think that's the thing that's missing in today's music.
We've got Chris Jasper with us today. He joins us live here on Skype Audio, discussing music, discussing the music industry. Earlier today, our house DJ Spawn, he turned me on to German hip hop. I love
That's
the fact that music is all over the place in all sorts of different languages. I know that when you toured with the Isley Brothers, you guys played all over the world. When you've been out there playing, what's been some of the reactions to your music, across the world?
Well, people have reacted very, positively to my music, whether it be Isley Brothers or Isley Jasper Isley. I remember when we toured with Luther Vandross, and as Isley Jasper Isley, and it was a standing ovation every night for us and for Luther. It was really, really well received, and that was when Caravan of Love was out. We toured quite a bit with him. All the reactions have been positive.
It's a heck of a deal. It's Chris Jasper with us today here in our broadcast. Check out chrisjasper.com. Chris Jasper, also the Isley Brothers, also Isley Jasper Isley. Lot of great music out there, and a lot of great memories. And tell us about some of the different. And I haven't ever really talked to you about this because, I like to think that you and a lot of the folks of your generation were as perfect as possible. But talk to me a little bit about some of the different, mistakes or botches or something that you might have had on stage, or that you might have been on stage and been around. Any embarrassing moments or anything like you've seen over the years?
Yeah, well, I remember one time in Baltimore, Ernie's amp blew up and caught on fire.
What?
Oh, wow.
That was a real tough thing to get through. And then there was another time when we were doing a cool jazz festival. I don't know if you guys remember those, but
yeah.
It was like a lot of people on the show. You know, Shaka Khan was on the show.
Yep.
Of course, P-Funk with the the Mothership. Matter of fact, they were going to come on after us, but we went on stage, and it was a big stadium, the Arrowhead Stadium.
Yep.
And we started off. We played a few bars, and then the power cut off.
Wow.
And you know.
Good night, everybody.
You know, vocals and drums. No other instrumentation for about a minute. It would seem like forever. And then it cut back on, and then we were okay. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who pulled the plug.
Who did pull the plug?
I don't know. That was pretty bad.
Well, before we let you go, my friend, where can we find your music and everything online and pick up your music and your stuff?
Yeah, chrisjasper.com, and you can access CD Baby from there, iTunes and Amazon, all from there, or you can go directly to those places and pick up the material.
Fantastic. Well, Chris Jasper's been our guest, and Chris, it's always an honor, my friend. I always love catching up with you, and we will talk to you here in a couple months, my friend.
All right, pleasure.
Thank you, man. Soon. There goes Chris.
The album's coming out in July called Dance.
Hey, that's perfect. When the album comes out, that's when we'll have you back, brother.
All right.
Thank you, man. There goes Chris Jasper of the legendary Isley Brothers, and getting it in where we fit in, as they say here in our broadcast. Now, we are going to